What's up, everybody? It's your good friend Lukie, and this is my new YouTube channel. Please subscribe to help me. Look on the screen. Don't be a reoccurring viewer. Only 25% of the people watching these videos are subscribing. Hit the bell icon. Subscribe now, please. I want to touch on Andy Vences real quickly. Andy Vences is a guy that I know really well. Andy's a really, really good fighter. And Andy's a guy who, during the start of my career, was probably the most pivotal. I followed him around. I basically did an internship with Andy's beginning of his career. He went from a club fighter on Don Chargin and Paco Damian shows all the way up to being a world-class fighter who fought under the banner of Top Rank. I'd like to take this moment to hold up the legend Herb Stone. Look at Herb. Now I'm probably all out of focus and stuff, and the video is probably all messed up, but that's okay. Andy's one of these fighters that's like Gabe Rosado. Their work ethic speaks for themselves. Andy was never not in the gym. He trained as hard as any world-class athlete. He trained with the snack team, side by side with Mikey Garcia, Demetrius Andrade, many of the greatest fighters, Devin Haney, and he seemingly won over everyone's respect based on his work ethic. When you think back on his career, you know that he changed trainers a lot, but Angel Cordon Sr. became the guiding voice of the overarching theme of Andy Vences' career. When you look at his biggest moments, he stopped Santiago Gravea, the Wolf. That was a big moment on a Fox Sports 1 Golden Boy Promotions card from Salinas, California. Proposed to his wife, Stephanie, after the fight. Something that I thought would get a little bit more attention, but it really didn't after that. The other moments, Casey Ramos. Look, Andy signed with Top Rank around the same time Gabriel Flores Jr. had signed with Top Rank. It was not the performances that many people were expecting after he had started so strong with knockouts. He started getting stuck in between gears. He fights like Adonis Stevenson, and at times Andy can get stuck looking for shots or just jabbing because he's loading up on a big right hand, kind of like how Adonis Stevenson had, but it seemed he didn't quite have that game-changing power of Adonis Stevenson, but you could tell he always had this intention to really land a mean, nasty shot. After a few performances that I think he would say himself weren't the greatest performances, he found himself in a fight with Casey Ramos, which at the time was the Wizard, went down, sparred Oscar Valdez, did everything the right way, won the fight. Then it was tragedy for Andy's career. His manager, Herb Stone, passes away. After Herb passed away, he fights Eric De Leon. He probably should have won the fight. More than likely should have won the fight. Gets a draw. If we're going to be fair, I think that we never saw Andy at the same level as the Eric De Leon fight. That his apex mountain is the Eric De Leon fight, because that was the greatest performance he ever put forth. I don't want to say there's a level of athlete depression, because that's for him to say, but it felt as though after that fight it was hard for him to get as motivated, because he, not my words, maybe not even his, I got a sense that he kind of felt as though politics were stopping him from opportunities. Iota had a world title. He thought he was probably going to get that. Or Ito was going to had a world title. That didn't go his way. And it became about the politics. And I think he got, at times after the De Leon fight, obsessed with the political nature of boxing. And then you kind of saw a run of hard fights, losing to Albert Bell, but Albert's a wonderful person and a tremendous fighter. You know, Henry LeBron, Juno Carroll, Luis Alberto Lopez. None of these are bad losses, but to have them happen over and over when you're a world-class fighter, it gets you further and further away. This past weekend, he lost an 8-rounder to a guy who's fought on the world level. I can't even pronounce his name. Solid fighter, a reputable fighter, a tough fighter, a dirty fighter, but a fighter that if you look at Andy's resume, he's beaten guys like this before. He's beaten dirty fighters. He's beaten tricky fighters. The reaction time and the speed isn't the same. So I wanted to take time in this video to praise Andy Vences, because a lot of times people don't show love to people who make it as far as him. They go, oh man, you weren't a world champion, you suck. He came from the club circuit, made it to the signed promotion entities, and he's someone that a lot of people have watched on Saturday nights and created an emotional investment with. Think about, and this is for Andy, think about how far you came amongst your peers, amongst the people you started with on those Paco Presents Boxing and Don Charging cards. All the people you started with, look back on that. If you look behind me, one of the cards he started on, it's right behind me to the left. Think of all those people and think of where you finished. There's nothing to be ashamed of.